So Greg, tell me a little more about yourself and about what you do.
Okay, well, obviously I've been in the business for 17 years and started with the Mike Fair organization. I built my business based on generating leads, generating opportunities through making contacts. And 17 years later, here I am right now doing about 180 transactions in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and focusing on building database, generating a lot of business out of my database, so I don't have to actually make all those contacts anymore.
How many deals are you getting from your database?
You know, right now I'm on track to close 180 transactions right now in this year. Anywhere from 90 to 100, somewhere in that range, is going to come as a direct result from my database.
Now
People calling me.
Now tell me about that. Elaborate on the calling you.
Okay. Well, let's start from the beginning. So, you know, at some point, as I'm generating, using generating strategies, whether it's prospecting or anything else that I'm doing, and I'm talking to people, you know, I get through a situation where there might be more people that tell me no than who would tell me yes. I mean, statistically speaking, if I was to contact 30 people today, 29 people may tell me no and one person may tell me yes. Well, obviously that yes, I go ahead and go on a listen appointment or do whatever I have to do. But the 29 people who right now have told me no, they don't want to do anything, what I've done is I've went ahead and obtained their email address, I've dropped them into a database, and then I've sent them some quality content 2 times a month in order to kind of educate them on what's going on in the market. And what I found over time is these people who were once no's, things change in their life, and all of a sudden, because they look at me as an authority, because I've been giving them the quality content, I seem to be the resource that they're calling back. And when they call me, just about 100% of the time, a call will actually turn into a presentation.
So let's talk content. I mean, you see a lot of people sending out content to their database, but
Yeah.
what are some of the mistakes you see with the content people send out?
You know, here's the mistake that I see. Number one is their intentions behind sending content is a little off track. I mean, there's too many people that their intention is, I'm going to send content to this database in hopes to get a listing, or I'm going to send some content in hopes to get a sale and make a quick commission. And I think mentally they're approaching it in the wrong way, because if their thought is, I just need to get a listing, so I'm going to go ahead and create some content based on that, then the content that they create has a lot of sales talk in it. It's, hey, this is the perfect time to list right now, and I could probably sell it in 30 days. List, I'll get you multiple offers. It's all just a bunch of selling. What I believe we need to do is we need to kind of go into this with the intention of being a valuable resource, a preferred resource, or being an authority for all things real estate in my market, and educate the consumer. And that's the way that I add value. So every piece of content that I send out, I'm going to put it to a test. I'm going to say, does this look like it's coming from a resourceful person? Does it look like it's coming from somebody who's an authority in the local market? And does it look like somebody who's educating them? If I actually say yes to all 3 of those, then I know I've added value to this consumer, and in time that value will just kind of fester and build, and when those people are ready, they're going to look at me.
A lot of this seems pretty straightforward. I mean, why aren't more people doing this?
You know, that's a great question, and when I look at it, I think a lot of people fear coming up with their own ideas on what kind of content that they can send. I think that's kind of the disconnect. You know, I tell people, all you got to do is meet somebody new, get their email address, put them in the database, and create 2 valuable pieces of content a month, and send those 2 pieces out every month. And when I have that conversation with people, I see a lot of people resisting at the time we start talking about creating content. And most systems out there where you can buy content, what I'm noticing is those systems are still outdated. They're still creating content that they sell to real estate professionals, but it's all sales content. It's all salesy talk. And there hasn't been a lot of people that have created good quality educational content. And I think if somebody does create that type of information, then what you'll find is you'll have more people will actually start really jumping into these systems and reaping the benefits. But right now, agents don't know how to create the content, and they haven't had really a great source in order to get that content that's non-salesy.
So you started all this how long ago?
I've been doing this, I've really been focusing on building my databases 3 to 4 years now.
And what type of results have you seen after you implemented this database marketing?
Well, in the beginning when I first did this, you know, I really didn't know if I was going to get a result. I really didn't know what I was doing. I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to be a resource for the community, and this is a media that I can really hit, a vehicle that I can take to put me in that position, to kind of give me the, not publicity, but it allow me to touch or talk to the most amount of people, the biggest amount of people, and give them whatever message I want, in hopes that I would create advocacy, or I'd create a energy around me that people would say, that person knows what he's talking about. That guy, he knows his real estate knowledge. He has that real estate knowledge. So that's where I started with. And it wasn't about 90 days to 6 months when I started seeing people responding to my emails. And it started like, hey, you know, I don't know how you got my email address, because maybe they don't remember talking to me in the past, but I really appreciate the emails that you're sending. Keep me on your list. It kind of started like that. Once I started getting that feedback after 90 days to 6 months, then I kept building the database, and within the next year I started seeing there was a measurable amount of business that came to me from that database marketing. And I can't recall what it was, but it might have been 30 transactions in that after 12 months that I was getting just from the database.
This is all from just emails, 2 emails a month?
Yep.
That's fantastic.
That's it.
So how much time do you invest in all this?
It takes me an hour to an hour and a half to create the content that I'm sending out every month. That's about it. I mean, I do have some staff that are managing the database system. I'm not too technical, so you know, they put the emails into the system and they put them in the right databases, make sure that my content gets dropped into a template, and then they email it out. So it might take them, I have very large databases. I have thousands of people, so they may be spending a half of a day or 3/4 of their day in managing my system once per month, but I'm only spending about an hour to an hour and a half, maximum 2 hours a month.
Is there anything else you can share with an agent that of how they can grow their business through database marketing?
You know, the two things that I would share. Number one is you got to understand that in order to grow a database, you've got to be talking to people. So whatever ways you're talking to people, no matter if you're a prospector or you have other means of generating conversations and generating leads, you have to do that. Now what you want to do is you want to take all the people who are not ready to do something and you need to put them in that database. Okay, that's simple. But the key is you've got to be out there proactively meeting new people, or else you're not going to be building a database. That's number one. Number two is I think more agents need to really get present to the value of their database, that the value of their database represents the value of their business. And any real estate professional right now that does not have a database has no value as a business person. As soon as they stop taking listings and stop working buyers, their business stops. If they have a database, they've got something that's saleable, and they've got something that can continue to generate even when they've stopped selling real estate themselves.
Great. Great, thanks for your time.
You're welcome.